Welcome back to the channel Rare Coins Collections, where we explore the world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we have an exciting coin to talk about, something that you might just have in your collection or even find in your pocket change, the 1986 United States quarter dollar. While many people see this as just another regular coin, today we're going to uncover how this seemingly common quarter could be worth far more than its face value. The 1986 quarter is part of the Washington Quarter series, which has been in circulation since 1932. Featuring the iconic profile of George Washington on the obverse and the majestic eagle on the reverse, this coin has been a familiar sight in the United States for decades. However, as time goes on, certain years and editions of these quarters become rarer and more desirable for collectors, especially when you start factoring in the coin's condition and any unique characteristics it may have. Now, let's take a moment to look at the historical context surrounding the 1986 quarter. The 1980s were a period of major transition for the U.S., economically and politically. In 1986, the United States was in the midst of the Reagan administration, dealing with economic changes, global tensions, and the evolution of American society. For coin collectors, the 1986 year is notable because it marks a time of significant production, as the U.S. Mint was in full swing creating coins for circulation. Although millions of quarters were minted in that year, not all of them were made equally, and that's where the opportunity for discovery lies. The design of the 1986 quarter itself is quite timeless. On the front, you'll find the familiar portrait of George Washington, created by artist John Flanagan, who first designed the image in 1932 to honor the first president of the United States. This design has remained a symbol of American pride and history ever since. On the back of the quarter, you'll see a bald eagle in flight, wings spread wide, clutching arrows and an olive branch, representing the strength and peace of the United States. However, when it comes to collecting these coins, it's not just the design that matters, it's the condition, rarity, and any unique features that can make a particular coin stand out. Most 1986 quarters in circulation have been through years of use and wear, losing their crisp details over time. But here's the exciting part: coins that remain in mint condition or even those that have unique imperfections are highly prized in the numismatic world. These coins can fetch impressive sums of money, and in some cases, we're talking about amounts that far exceed their face value. One of the main factors that can elevate the value of a 1986 quarter is its condition. Coins that are considered to be in uncirculated or near perfect condition are extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. These coins have sharp details, no wear, and little to no signs of circulation. Finding a 1986 quarter that's in this kind of pristine condition is not easy, but if you happen to have one in your collection, you could be sitting on a small fortune. The value of these coins rises dramatically because collectors are always looking for coins that are as close to perfect as possible. The better the condition, the higher the price. But there's more. Minting errors, which occurred during the production process, are another way a 1986 quarter could be worth significantly more than its face value. Minting errors are rare, but they happen when something goes wrong during the striking of the coin. This could result in misaligned strikes, double dies, or other oddities in the design. These mistakes make the coins even more unique, and collectors go wild for them. So, if you happen to have a 1986 quarter with a minting error, you could be holding a rare gem. Coins with errors can sell for thousands of dollars, and depending on the severity and rarity of the mistake, the price can skyrocket. Let's talk a bit about the mint marks on these quarters. Mint marks are small letters on the coin that indicate where it was produced. The 1986 quarters were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, Denver Mint, and San Francisco Mint, with each mint facility adding its own unique mint mark. The Philadelphia Mint doesn't have a mint mark, the Denver Mint quarters will have a D mint mark, and quarters from San Francisco will have an S mint mark. While many collectors focus on the mint mark as part of their search, the value of a coin can be greatly affected by the rarity of the mint mark. For example, quarters from the San Francisco Mint, S mint, are less common than those from the Philadelphia or Denver mints, so these quarters can sometimes command higher prices, especially in uncirculated or perfect condition. Now, let's get down to the exciting part, the money. While a typical 1986 quarter may not be worth much more than its face value, if you have one of these rare coins in excellent condition, or a coin with a unique minting error, you could be in for a real surprise. The value of a well-preserved or error-filled 1986 quarter can rise dramatically, and some collectors have been known to pay up to $40,000 for a single coin. Yes, that's right, $40,000 for a quarter. It's important to note that finding one of these rare coins takes a keen eye and some patience. But if you're a coin collector or just someone who enjoys the thrill of searching through your spare change, it's worth keeping an eye out for the 1986 quarter. With the right condition and the right features, you could be holding a coin that's worth far more than you ever imagined. So, next time you're going through your coin collection or checking your change, take a closer look at those 1986 quarters. You might have a valuable treasure sitting right in front of you. Remember, the key is to look for pristine examples, minting errors, or unique features. If you find one, who knows, you could be looking at a coin worth $40,000. Today, we're going to take a close look at a coin that might just be hiding in your collection or even your loose change, the 1988 United States quarter dollar. While many people consider this coin to be just another part of regular circulation, we're about to show you how this particular quarter could be worth far more than its face value. The 1988 quarter is part of the well-known Washington quarter series, which has been in circulation since 1932. Featuring the iconic portrait of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, this coin has been a staple in the U.S. currency system for decades. But what makes the 1988 quarter so special in the world of numismatics? It all comes down to a few key factors that collectors are always on the lookout for: rarity, condition, and any unique features that set certain coins apart from the rest. The 1980s were a time of significant political and social change in the United States. The country was under the leadership of President Ronald Reagan, navigating through economic transitions and cultural shifts. For collectors, the 1988 quarter represents a year of transition as well, marking the end of the decade and a turning point in American history. These quarters were minted during a time of economic stability, and many of them circulated widely, which means finding one in excellent condition is becoming increasingly rare. When you take a closer look at the design of the 1988 quarter, you're reminded of the historical significance it carries. On the front, you'll find the familiar profile of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. The design was created to honor the first president of the United States and has been used for nearly a century. On the reverse side, you'll see the majestic bald eagle, symbolizing the strength and resilience of the nation. This reverse design is particularly special because it's not just a beautiful piece of art, it also represents the unity and determination of the American people. But what truly makes this 1988 quarter stand out in the eyes of collectors? As with all coins, condition plays a huge role in determining its value. Most 1988 quarters that you find in circulation have experienced years of wear and tear, resulting in a coin that may be difficult to distinguish from the others. However, the real value lies in those quarters that have been preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition. These coins, still shining with the detail they had when they were first minted, are far less common and much more valuable. When a quarter from this era is in perfect condition, it can be worth many times more than its face value. Minting errors are another crucial factor that can make a 1988 quarter worth far more than you might think. Errors during the minting process are quite rare, but when they do happen, they can result in unique and highly collectible coins. For instance, you might come across a quarter with a double die, a misaligned strike, or even a partial collar error. These types of minting mistakes are what make coins stand out from the rest, and they can dramatically increase their value. If you happen to find a 1988 quarter with a minting error, it could be worth a small fortune. Another important detail to consider is the mint mark. As with many U.S. coins, the mint mark indicates where the coin was struck. In the case of the 1988 quarter, quarters were minted at 3 different U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint produced coins without a mint mark, the Denver Mint coins are marked with a D, and the San Francisco Mint coins carry an S mint mark. While all of these mint marks are important for collectors, some are rarer than others, making certain variations of the 1988 quarter more valuable. For example, the quarters produced at the San Francisco Mint, which were made for proof sets, are often considered more desirable. Now, let's get to the exciting part: what can these coins actually be worth? A typical 1988 quarter may not seem like much on the surface, but when you consider a high-quality, uncirculated coin, or one with a rare minting error, the value can soar. The most pristine and rare versions of the 1988 quarter, especially those with minting mistakes or unique characteristics, have been known to sell for eye-popping amounts. Some collectors have been willing to pay as much as $44,000 for a single coin. That's right, $44,000 for a 1988 quarter. It's hard to believe that a coin with such a simple design could be worth so much, but the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. If you have a 1988 quarter that's in excellent condition or one that features a minting error, you could be holding on to a small fortune. So, what does this mean for you? If you're a coin collector or just someone who enjoys searching through your spare change, the 1988 quarter is definitely worth keeping an eye on. You never know when you might find that rare gem hiding in your collection or in a roll of quarters from the bank. Whether it's the condition, the mint mark, or the possibility of a minting error, the 1988 quarter has the potential to be a valuable find. Remember, the key to finding these rare coins is to know what to look for. Keep your eyes peeled for coins in pristine condition, especially those that have been stored away carefully. And if you happen to stumble upon a 1988 quarter with a minting error or a rare mint mark, you could be sitting on something truly special. Today. In this video, we're diving deep into the United States 1983 quarter dollar, a coin that might just be worth far more than its face value. Stick around until the end because we're going to reveal just how much one of these coins could be worth. The 1983 quarter is part of the Washington Quarter series, which has been a cornerstone of U.S. coinage for decades. As many of you know, Washington quarters have been in circulation since 1932 and continue to hold significant value in the coin collecting world. While most of these coins are still circulating today, you might be surprised to learn that some of them, especially the 1983 quarters, are highly sought after by collectors, thanks to specific details that make them incredibly rare and valuable. To understand why the 1983 quarter is such a prized find, let's take a quick look at the context behind the coin's creation. The 1980s were a time of significant economic change in the United States. The country was coming out of a recession and entering a period of growth and prosperity. 1983, in particular, marked a time when the U.S. government was actively working to revamp the economy. In this context, the 1983 quarter was minted with the same iconic design that has become synonymous with American currency. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find the iconic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This design, which first appeared on the quarter in 1932 to commemorate Washington's 200th birthday, remains unchanged to this day. Washington's strong and determined face, etched in fine detail, symbolizes the leadership and unity of the early United States. On the reverse side, the design features the majestic eagle, an enduring symbol of the strength and resilience of the American people. Together, these two powerful symbols encapsulate the spirit of the nation. While these design features remain the same throughout the Washington Quarter series, what makes the 1983 quarter stand out is its condition and rarity. The vast majority of 1983 quarters were circulated and used for everyday transactions, meaning they were subject to wear and tear. However, there are a select few that were kept in pristine condition and are now considered highly valuable. If you happen to come across a 1983 quarter that's been well preserved, without the usual scratches, dings, or discoloration, then you might have just found yourself a gem. Another key factor that contributes to the 1983 quarter's value is its mint mark. Mint marks are used to indicate where a coin was produced. In the case of the 1983 quarter, coins were struck at two major U.S. mint facilities, Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia Mint produced quarters without a mint mark, while the Denver Mint coins are marked with a D. Collectors often pay a premium for certain mint marks, especially if the coins were produced in lower quantities. Quarters with the Denver Mint mark, in particular, are more sought after by collectors due to their relative scarcity. However, there's something even more exciting to consider: minting errors. If you know anything about the world of coin collecting, then you know that mint errors can make a coin incredibly valuable. And believe it or not, some 1983 quarters were struck with rare minting errors that can make them worth far more than you might expect. For example, some 1983 quarters featured double strikes, where the design was imprinted twice on the coin, resulting in a distorted or overlaid image. These kinds of errors are what collectors look for when searching for rare and valuable coins. If you come across a 1983 quarter with such an error, you could have a highly sought-after coin in your hands. In fact, coins with minting mistakes tend to be valued much higher than those without, because they are so unique and difficult to find. Even the slightest flaw in the minting process can increase a coin's appeal to collectors, and some of these rare 1983 quarters have sold for astonishing prices. Now, let's get to the most exciting part: the value. While the standard 1983 quarter is still only worth 25 cents, a well-preserved, uncirculated 1983 quarter, or one with a rare minting error, could fetch an impressive price in the market. After all, it's not just about the coin's age or rarity, it's about the condition, the mint mark, and any unique features that can make it stand out. If you happen to have a 1983 quarter that's in perfect condition, or even better, one with a rare error, you could be looking at a coin worth $46,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $46,000 for a single 1983 quarter. That's the kind of value some of these rare and error-filled coins can reach, depending on their condition and the demand in the collector's market. So, what does this mean for you? If you're into coin collecting or just enjoy searching through your spare change, keep an eye out for the 1983 quarter. Whether it's the pristine condition or the possibility of a minting error, this coin could be hiding in your collection, waiting to be discovered. If you find one of these rare gems, it could be your ticket to a significant payday. Today, we have something special for you, a coin that may seem simple at first glance but holds tremendous value. That's right, we're talking about the 1989 quarter dollar, an unsung hero in the world of numismatics. While many people overlook this coin, some have found that it can be worth an impressive amount of money. Stick around until the end of the video, where we'll reveal just how much a 1989 quarter could be worth. The United States quarter dollar is one of the most iconic coins in U.S. currency, and the 1989 quarter is no exception. Issued during the Reagan era, the 1989 quarter represents a snapshot of a transformative time in U.S. history. In the late 1980s, the U.S. was in a period of economic recovery following the recession of the early part of the decade. The 1989 quarter, with its timeless design and durability, served as a small but significant part of the economy. The design of the 1989 quarter is part of the Washington Quarter series, which has been in circulation since 1932. George Washington's portrait appears on the obverse side of the coin, created by John Flanagan. Washington, who served as the first president of the United States, continues to be one of the most revered figures in American history. His likeness on the quarter is a tribute to his leadership and the ideals of the nation. The reverse side of the coin depicts an eagle, a symbol of the United States' strength and freedom, proudly standing as a reminder of the country's resilience. But what makes the 1989 quarter so special? While it's true that most of these coins were mass-produced and circulated during the late 1980s and early 1990s, it's the condition of the coin and the rarity of certain features that make it stand out in the world of coin collecting. Let's break down why this seemingly ordinary coin is such a prized possession for collectors. First, let's talk about condition. Like many other coins, the value of the 1989 quarter depends heavily on how well it has been preserved. Most quarters that were in circulation during that time were worn down by constant use. They became scratched, tarnished, or otherwise damaged from being exchanged in transactions. However, finding one that has been kept in mint condition or remains uncirculated is a rare find. A quarter that has been carefully stored away and kept in pristine condition is considered much more valuable to collectors than one that shows signs of wear. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins that are in excellent condition because the value increases significantly when a coin is well preserved. This is why, if you happen to come across a 1989 quarter that looks as if it has just been minted, you may have a rare treasure on your hands. Next, let's discuss the mint marks. Mint marks are small engravings on coins that indicate where the coin was struck. The 1989 quarter was minted at two major facilities, the Philadelphia Mint, which did not add a mint mark to their coins, and the Denver Mint, which used a D mint mark to identify the coins produced there. Coins with a D mint mark tend to be more valuable than those without because they are more commonly sought after by collectors. However, the value can be influenced by the scarcity of specific mint marks and the demand from collectors at any given time. What truly sets the 1989 quarter apart from others are the potential minting errors. As with many coins, some 1989 quarters were struck with errors during the minting process. These errors can range from double strikes, where the design appears more than once, to misaligned dies, where the coin's design doesn't line up correctly. These mistakes are rare, and coin collectors love them because they represent unique, one-of-a-kind pieces. If you are lucky enough to find a 1989 quarter with one of these minting errors, you could have a valuable treasure on your hands. Mint errors like double strikes or off-center prints make these coins extremely desirable to collectors. They are considered anomalies, which means they are more valuable due to their rarity and their uniqueness. In fact, some 1989 quarters with minting errors have been known to sell for significantly more than their standard counterparts. So, if you happen to find a 1989 quarter with a unique characteristic, make sure to hold on to it and get it appraised, as it could be worth much more than its face value. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the value. While most 1989 quarters are worth just 25 cents, if you have one that is uncirculated or has a minting error, you could be in for a big surprise. Depending on the condition, mint mark, and rarity of the coin, a 1989 quarter can be worth a lot more than its original face value. In fact, collectors have been known to pay up to $48,000 for a single 1989 quarter with certain characteristics. Yes, that's right, $48,000 for one coin. It's hard to believe that a coin that you may have once tossed into your pocket change jar could be worth so much, but the world of coin collecting is full of surprises like this. So, what should you do if you have a 1989 quarter in your possession? Take a close look at it. Examine the condition, check for any mint marks, and see if you can find any unusual features, such as minting errors. If you find that your 1989 quarter is in pristine condition or has a rare error, it could be worth far more than you ever expected. Today, we have something extraordinary to discuss, the United States quarter dollar from 1996. While most people view quarters as just a small piece of pocket change, some rare ones can actually be worth a small fortune. Stick with us until the end of this video, because you won't believe how much the 1996 quarter dollar could be worth today. Now, before we jump into the value, let's take a moment to understand the history behind this coin. The 1996 quarter dollar was minted during a significant period in American history. It came at the tail end of the 20th century, a time when the country was experiencing rapid economic growth and technological advancements. In fact, 1996 was the year the United States held its 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, a milestone that also left its mark on the country's coinage. The 1996 quarter dollar was part of the series of quarters that featured George Washington's likeness, which has been featured on the coin since its first release in 1932. The design on the 1996 quarter dollar is simple yet elegant. On the obverse side, you'll find the famous portrait of George Washington, the first President of the United States. His face has been immortalized on the quarter for decades, and his leadership continues to be a symbol of American ideals. On the reverse side, you'll find the standard eagle design, representing strength and freedom. The 1996 quarter was part of the State Quarters program, which was launched by the U.S. Mint in 1999. However, in 1996, it was still part of the regular Washington quarter series. But what makes this particular year so important? Why is the 1996 quarter dollar sought after by collectors today? Let's take a deeper look into it. The most significant factor that impacts the value of the 1996 quarter dollar is its rarity and condition. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, it's just a regular quarter, how could it be worth much? Well, here's where it gets interesting. While most 1996 quarters were minted in large quantities, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its worth. The majority of these quarters were circulated in everyday transactions, meaning they have been worn down by use. But if you happen to have one that has been kept in pristine condition, you might just be sitting on a treasure. Uncirculated quarters, or coins that have never been used in circulation, are especially valuable. These coins are often kept in mint sets, and over time, they've become harder to find. A well-preserved 1996 quarter with little to no signs of wear or damage is highly sought after by collectors. If you happen to find one, you could be in for a big surprise when you check its value, but that's not all. There's also the possibility of a rare minting error, which can significantly increase a coin's value. While minting errors are relatively uncommon, they do happen. A misstruck coin, such as one with a double die or an off-center strike, can make a huge difference in the value of a coin. If you come across a 1996 quarter with such an error, you could be holding on to a very rare and valuable coin. Error coins are often considered more desirable by collectors because they are unique, making them stand out from the rest of the coin population. You may also want to pay attention to the mint mark on your 1996 quarter. Coins minted at the Philadelphia Mint typically do not have a mint mark, while those minted at the Denver Mint feature the letter D. Quarters with the D mint mark are generally more collectible than those without, and this can also affect their market value. For example, a 1996 Denver Mint quarter in excellent condition will be worth more than one minted in Philadelphia. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins with these specific characteristics: unusual mint marks, pristine condition, or rare minting errors. So, if you're lucky enough to find a 1996 quarter that meets these criteria, you could be sitting on a goldmine. Now, here's the exciting part, the moment you've been waiting for. So, how much is the 1996 quarter really worth? While most 1996 quarters are worth just 25 cents in everyday transactions, if you've got one that's uncirculated or features a rare minting error, it could fetch an incredible price. Some well-preserved examples have been known to sell for as much as $50,000. Yes, you heard that right, $50,000 for a single 1996 quarter. While this price isn't typical for every 1996 quarter out there, it's not entirely impossible for a coin in perfect condition with a unique feature to command such a high value. This is a reminder that, in the world of coin collecting, sometimes the smallest, most overlooked pieces can turn out to be the most valuable. So, what should you do if you think you have a rare 1996 quarter? Start by carefully inspecting the coin. Look for any signs of wear, any unusual markings, and check the mint mark. If your coin appears to be uncirculated, or if you notice a minting error, get it appraised by a professional. They'll be able to help you determine its true value and guide you through the process of selling or collecting the coin. If you found this information helpful, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more amazing discoveries in the world of rare coins. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're always up to date on our latest content. Thanks for watching, and remember, the next coin you find could be worth a lot more than you ever imagined. Happy hunting!